Hi, and welcome again to another story with craft session. And yes, today we do have a craft. I hope you have all the material ready for the craft. We need a A4 sheet or even a thick paper will do. We need glue, cotton, a pencil, black sketch pen, and maybe, if you want, a black crayon. So keep all this material ready to make our very own standing sheep. Yes, I already gave out what we are going to do. And yes, this sheep can stand on its own. Isn't it wonderful? Yes. That is the craft that we are going to make after the story. So the story needs to have a sheep, right? But I hope you first saw the video for submissions because you need to send me your own very wonderful sheep and I will choose the 10 best of the sheeps. Right? Okay, so let's start with the story. Now, this story is one that you might have heard a lot of times at all, say in different versions. This is one version which I really liked a lot, and that is why this is the story of the shepherd boy or the boy who cried wolf in a different form. Let's go for the story. Okay, so the story is in a small little village in Maharashtra. Okay, and there near the village there were lots of green hills full of grass, and that is where Ramu and his older brother Lakya had to take their so many sheeps for eating. You know, when sheep eat, it's called grazing. Yes, so Ramu and Lakya, they were shepherds. They had to take the sheep every day in the morning on the hills so that the sheep could eat. It's not a very interesting job. Wait. And then there were some other people, very interesting people in the village too. Of course, lots of other people. But for our story, let me tell you who all was there in the village. This is Gangubai. This is, as you can make out from his uniform, this is a policeman. Yes, and he is Pandurang. This is Sadashiv. He is a farmer in the village. And this is Dr. Kulkarni, who worked in the little hospital which was in the village. Is that all? There is one surprise character who will come later. Wait. So, life in the village was very usual, normal. The policeman Pandurang was directing traffic, Dr. Kulkarni was looking at patients, and Sadashiv was doing all his farmer jobs, and Gangubai used to do all her work, whatever it was, making rotis, washing vessels, washing clothes, right? And helping her husband, Sadashiv. She was Sadashiv's wife. Okay, so now this story happens once when you remember their names, right? This is Ramu and this is his older brother Lakya. This happened one time where Lakya had to go to the other village for some very important and urgent work. So he told Ramu to take the sheep alone all the way up to the hills to for the sheep to eat. So he told Ramu, be careful, okay? Take the sheep up to the hills where there is nice green grass. Let them eat how much they want. But be alert because there is somebody who loves to catch the sheep and eat them. And that is this very mean wolf. So the wolf loves to catch the sheep and take them away and eat them. So Ramu, please be careful, please be alert. And the moment you think you see the wolf, You need to shout, "Help, help, wolf, wolf," as loudly as you can. Don't worry, people from the village will come running and help you. Okay? Okay, said Ramu. He really did not like this job of taking the sheep to the hills. It was a very boring job, right? He had nothing to do. But then there was nobody else to do this. So he said, "Okay, Lakya, I will do as you say." And so, from that day, Ramu took all the sheep to graze on the hill. Chomp, 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 chomp. That's all the sheep would do. Chomp, 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 chomp. First day, Ramu took a book with him to read. And as he was reading, he found he'd finished the book. And it was hardly 1 hour, and the sheep were busy chomping still. Chomp, 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 chomp. And he still had so much more time to stay there. Ayo, what will he do for the other time? So first day he was so bored and he just came back like that only. He read a book, then he did not have anything else to do. He walked a little bit and he came back home. Very boring. The next day he thought, what should he do? So he took some marbles with him and started playing with the marbles as the sheep went chomp, 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 chomp. But it was no fun playing marbles by himself, and all his friends were busy doing something else. So boring. So then he decided, let me count the sheep. So he started counting the sheep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It became very boring too, right? And then he started counting the sheep backwards. 18, 17, 16, 15. But that also got boring after a while. What to do? And then he remembered what Lakya had told him about the wolf. Lakya had told him the wolf is always looking for when the sheep are coming to graze, and he will come and pounce and take off 1 or 2 sheep quickly. So you have to be alert. How to be alert with such a boring job? At least the sheep are getting to eat. I just have to sit here and do nothing at all. And then he remembered something else what Lakya had said. Lakya had said, if the wolf comes and you shout, "Help, help, wolf, wolf," all the village people will come running to help you. Is it so? Thought Ramu to himself. Will they really come? Let me test it out. And so, Ramu, with his loudest voice, he shouted, "Help! Help! Wolf! Wolf!" Again he shouted, "Help! Help! Wolf! Wolf!" Now in the village, everybody was going about their own work. Gangubai was making hot chapatis. Chappa, chappa, chapati. She heard, "Help, help, wolf, wolf." Thabak, she took one jhadu, her broom, and she ran up the hill. Now Pandurang was directing traffic. Stop, go. He heard, "Help, help, wolf, wolf." He took his baton. Baton is like a stick, no, which all the police people carry. And he took his baton and he ran up the hill. Now and Sadashiv, he was feeding his chickens. He was putting little grains for his chickens. He heard, "Help, help, wolf, wolf." He took his axe and he ran up the hill. And now Dr. Kulkarni, she was treating a patient. She was about to give him one big injection when she heard, "Wolf, wolf, help, help." She just dropped the injection there, took her first aid box and ran up the hill. So, Dr. Kulkarni with her medical box, Sadashiv with his axe, Pandurang with his baton, and Gangubai with her broom. All of them ran up the hill as fast as they could. They reached up And they looked here and they looked there and they looked here and they looked there. But what did they see? There was Ramu, and he was sitting on a big rock, and he was now all of them, Dr. Kulkarni and Sadashiv and Pandurang and Gangubai, they all asked, "Where's the wolf? Where's the wolf? You said help, help, wolf, wolf. Where is the wolf? Why are you sitting there and laughing?" So Ramu said, "You know what? There is no wolf. I just wanted to see if you really will come to help me if I say help, help, wolf, wolf." And you all came running. So funny, so funny. Do you think it was funny? Gangubai didn't think of it as funny because when she went back, chapatis had got burnt. Sadashiv was not happy because you know what he was doing, right? He was feeding the chickens. And all the chickens had run here, there, everywhere. He spent a lot of time bringing all the chickens back together in their coop. And Dr. Kulkarni's patient was still waiting with high fever for the injection, which had now fallen to the ground and broken. Now, Dr. Kulkarni had to go to the medicine shop and buy one more injection for this patient. And what about Pandurang? When he went back to see what had happened, huge traffic jam. Bullock carts coming from there, trucks coming from here, autos coming from there, cycles coming from here, scooter coming from there. It was a huge jam. Not nice. But did Ramu really think about all this? No. He thought, oh God, that was so much of fun I had. Right. So like this, another 2-3 days passed by. Ramu took the sheep for grazing, and as usual, the boring sheep did nothing but chomp, 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 chomp. And Ramu just kept sitting there and looking here and looking there and getting bored. So after 2-3 days had gone by, we were just thinking, hey, it was so funny, that day when I said, wolf, wolf, help, help, and how everybody just came running. It was so funny, na? What if I do it again? Good idea, said Ramu. So again, with his loudest voice, he said, wolf, wolf, help, help. And then he said loudly, more loudly, wolf, wolf, help, help. What were the people in the village doing? Pandurang was just having his tea break. Okay, and he dropped the tea cup moment he heard wolf, wolf, help, help. He took his baton and he ran up the hill. What was Dr. Kulkarni doing? Dr. Kulkarni was giving one very, very strong medicine to one very small little boy who was crying and crying and crying. She was just about to put it in his mouth when she heard, wolf, wolf, help, help. And patak, she dropped the medicine there only, took her medical box and ran up the hill. What was Sadashiv doing? Sadashiv was washing his big bull, right? His big cow he was washing. And so he heard, wolf, wolf, help, help. He took his axe and he ran up the hill. What was Gangubai doing? Gangubai had just washed the clothes and she was just putting them all to dry. When she heard, wolf, wolf, help, help, she took her big strong jhadu, big strong broom, and she ran up the hill. So Gangubai with her broom, Sadashiv with his axe, Pandurang with his baton, and Dr. Kulkarni with her medical box. All of them ran up the hill to help Ramu with the wolf. What do you think happened when they all reached the top of the hill? They all ran as fast as they could. And there they saw Ramu sitting on top of a tree, and as soon as he saw them, he laughed and laughed and laughed. But then all of them said, "Hey, why did you shout so much? You said no, wolf, wolf. Help, help. Where is the wolf? Why did you shout?" There is no wolf here. I just wanted to see if you will again come if I say wolf, wolf. So I was just testing whether you all will actually come again. That's all. There's no wolf here. Was it very funny? For Ramu, it was. He had a lot of fun playing a joke like that. But Gangubai was very angry because when she went back, she had not put clips on the clothes and they had all flown away and scattered here and there. It took quite a long time for her to gather all the clothes and then hang them to dry again. And what about poor Sadashiv? His big buffalo, his big bull, who he was giving a bath to, right? That big buffalo, dhapak! She had kicked the bucket of water and ran away somewhere. Poor Sadashiv took so much time to look for that buffalo. What about Pandurang? Poor Pandurang. He used to get only 10 minutes to have his tea. And now that tea had fallen down, the cup had broken. Poor Pandurang. He missed his tea break that day. And he was not in a good mood. What about Dr. Kulkarni? By the time she went back to the hospital, this little boy had taken all the other things he found in her office and he had thrown everything down. Remember, no? She was treating a small little boy, had to put some medicine in his mouth. That's it. The moment she left, that small boy went and saw, "Hey, what is this paper? Hey, what is that? Hey, what is this?" And he had made a total mess of Dr. Kulkarni's office. So, do you think Dr. Kulkarni, Pandurang, Sadashiv, and Gangubai were very happy with Ramu? No, they were really not happy. But Ramu didn't care. Ramu had such a lot of fun. He said, "When Lakya comes, I'm going to tell him this was such a lot of fun to do, right? I'm going to tell him. Like that, another week passed by. Again, the old boring work of taking the sheep up to the hill to munch, 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 munch on grass. Very boring. So one day, it was a very, very, very cloudy and dark day. The wind was howling up on the hills. And it was cold. Ramu, for some reason, was feeling very scared today. Because firstly, it was all dark and then it was cold. It looked as if it was going to rain, but it was just not raining. It just was very, very windy. And even the sheep, they didn't seem very happily eating. They just ate a little bit, then they'll walk away, then they'll eat a little bit, then they'll walk away. So they seemed very restless. So Ramu was scared because of the weather. And he thought, eat fast, eat fast, eat fast, let us go fast. But no, today the sheep seem to be taking even longer to eat. What will happen? And just as Ramu was looking here and there to see whether he could just sit where he could be a little warm, ta-da! Who was there on top of a rock, looking at all the delicious sheep? Yummy! The wolf looked at the sheep and said, "Yummy! Today is my lucky day. Let me select which is the fattest sheep to take with me." And just then, as Ramu saw the wolf saw Ramu. And Ramu, "Help! Help! Help! Wolf! Wolf! Help! Help! Wolf! Wolf!" Do you think everybody from the village came running? Let's see what happened. So, in the village, Pandurang was directing traffic and he heard, "Wolf, wolf, help, help." He said, "Cha! I'm not going to go this time. I went twice, and that Ramu, he thought it is a joke. I had to run all the way, and I had to miss my tea break also last time. I'm not going to go. Let him shout. Must be a joke again. What about Dr. Kulkarni? No, no, no. I am not going to go. Last time I had to buy a separate injection, costly one, because of that I broke my injection here, and my office was a mess the second time. No, no, Baba, I am not going. Let somebody else go, and I think he must be joking like last time. I'm not going to go. What about Gangubai? Gangubai was again making chapatis, and she heard wolf, wolf, help, help. Did she get up and go with a jharu? No. This boy, na, he thinks it's a big joke for us to just get up and leave all our work and go. No, Baba, I will not go this time. I will sit and make my chapatis, and so that they will not get burnt. I am not going to go. And what about Sadashiv? Do you think Sadashiv would go to help? Sadashiv also heard, wolf, wolf, help, help. He said, again, this boy must be joking, pa. I am not going to go. Last time my chickens ran away. Last time my buffalo ran away. I am not going to go, Baba. Let it be. He must be joking. I'll run away or run off all the way to on top of the hill, and he'll be laughing. Hey, 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 hey. I was just joking. Bah, I'm not going to go. So Sadashiv didn't go. Pandurang didn't go. Gangubai didn't go. And Dr. Kulkarni didn't go. But this time, there was a real wolf. And the wolf was about to pounce and catch one of the sheep. And Ramu was totally scared. Help! Help! Wolf! Wolf! Help! Help! Wolf! Wolf! Suddenly from nowhere, Lakya came back, running. Ramu, what happened? And he had a big stick with him, which he beat the wolf with. And the wolf quickly ran away. Lakya! said Ramu. And Lakya held his brother close. And he said, what happened, Ramu? But why didn't all the village people come to help you? This is very bad of them. I told them specifically before I left, please look after Ramu. I am leaving him in your care. If he shouts wolf, 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 please look after him. Why didn't the villagers come to help you? We know why the villagers didn't come to help him, right? So Ramu was looking down. Lakya, it's not their fault. Not their fault? What do you mean not their fault? They should have come, right? To save you. The thing is, no, Lakya. Few days back, just as a joke, I shouted wolf, wolf, help, help. And they all came running up the hill to help me. I thought it was so funny. So I said, I just wanted to see if you're really going to come. But then they went back. Okay. Then what happened? Then after a few days, I thought I had so much fun that day. So I did it again. What? Yes. I again shouted wolf, wolf, help, help. And they all came running up the hill to save me. But there was no wolf. That explains why nobody came to help you. Ramu, how could you do this? They would have left all their work to come and save you. And you were just lying all the time? Sorry, Lakya. If I hadn't come just now, what would have happened? The wolf would have taken the sheep and may have even hurt you. Yes, Lakya. I hope you understood your lesson from all this, Ramu. Yes, Lakya. Yeah? What is the lesson? You should not tell lies. That's right. And people will come to help you. But you cannot make a fool of them. You cannot joke about these things to people who care for you. Yes, Lakya, I'm so sorry. But I'm so happy you're back. Yes. And so, both the brothers, they took the sheep back home. And Ramu had learned a very important lesson that day. That which is not to tell lies. Right? So let's say bye to the sheep, Ba, who didn't have much to do in the story except chomp, 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 chomp. And let's say bye to Pandurang the policeman. Let's say bye to Dr. Kulkarni. And let's say bye to Sadashiv. Let's say bye to Gangubai. And let's say bye to Lakya and Ramu. So, bye everyone. Thank you for being in our story. And now, what is it time for? It is time to make our craft. And today our craft is our very own standing sheep. See, you can use it as a puppet for any story that you might want to create later. Okay, so let's start. Get all your material ready and let's begin with this craft. So get your A4 size sheet ready and fold it in half like this. So our sheep will actually be standing like this. Okay, so we'll draw a sheep here and a sheep on this side. So let's draw the sheep. So drawing the sheep, we're just going to draw an oval face, then the sheep's body. You don't have to take the legs to the very end. Wherever the legs end, we will cut off that part. And simple legs we'll make like this, and the body of the sheep, little tail, and that's the body of our sheep ready. You can make the tail a little better like this, right? Give a nice eye to the sheep and a smiley face and a dot for the nose. With the sketch pen, you can already make the outline. That's right. And we can make the hooves of the sheep. We can color it either with black sketch pen or with black crayon. And now we need to get sticking. So we are going to cover the entire body of the sheep with glue like this. You can just spread the glue a little bit. Like this. And now it's time to stick the cotton. Take your cotton wool, tear off little bits at a time and stick it. You could also make little ball shapes with the cotton to give it a better effect, like this. It's totally up to you what effect you want to give to your sheep. You could take small little balls of cotton, roll them in your palm, and then stick it all over, or you could just stick it normally like this. So it's totally up to you to see what gives a better effect. If you see sheep, instead of having fur like that, they usually have it all roundy. So the roundy effect might actually be a better idea to do for your sheep. You need to be a little quick while you stick because the glue might start drying up. So once you've put the glue all around, you have to be really quick in sticking the cotton on the sheep's body. So I'm just going to show you on one side. You'll have to do the same thing on the other side as well. There, we are almost done. And that is your one side of the sheep ready. Now with scissors, you can cut the outline you can cut along the outline and the legs so that it will stand like this. Do the same thing at the back. First cut the sheep along the outline and then make it stand and then make the details on the other side of the paper just like you did on this side. So with a sketch pen, you can make the same face of the sheep on this side and make a standing sheep like this. So this is your very own standing sheep puppet. If you have a chart paper, you might use a chart paper for it to be more stable. Okay? So make your sheep and send it to me and I will choose the 10 best sheep. Let me see how creative can you get in this. You could roll the cotton in different ways to get a different effect. As you can see, this one I have actually rolled the cotton, which is why the sheep looks a little different, right? You could also try one more thing. How about dabbing a little paint, say grey paint or brown paint, because sheeps are different colors, right? See how creative you can get. Okay, and send your lovely sheep to me and I will see you next time.